What's going on, guys and gals? Stock Jock here, up $2,200 on the day. And I'm not going to make the same mistake as yesterday where I was up a crap ton of money and then lost it all. So I'm going to play it pretty tight if I do any more trades today, but lots and lots of plays today. And honestly, I could have made $4,000 had I gotten some fills that I was trying to get. So let's dive into the trades. So BNTC, this one was my first trade of the day. It took me, as you can see, 20 minutes from the open to make my first trade. I missed a few fills. I tried some other plays and I just didn't get filled, so I didn't chase those. And those would have been wins as well. They turned out to work out all right. But BNTC, this one was alerted in the chat rooms that I'm in as a possibility. Um, I was looking at it and I actually notified the moderators of it. I was looking at the daily here. I mean, a few days ago or last week, I guess, ran from a buck 50 all the way to basically 450, and then it's kind of just sold off all the way back down to the support level here, as you can see. And it had news today, and it started to pick up some momentum out of the gates. All right, so what I did is it started as the chat rooms started to notice it and say that they were looking at it, they're looking to go long. That's what I did. Um, I got long at 235 right in here as the where is it? Right, yeah, right inside the spike here. And it's highly unfortunate because I sold at 252 right as the stock was going into a halt. Had I saw the L2 line up a little bit better, I would have held through that halt no problem. Because when it opened back up, it went all the way to 315, and I mean, it went as high as 375 out of that halt. And that would have been a really nice win. That would have been basically, I mean, I probably would have sold it at the crack of three. So let's just call it three. That would have been, 65 cents on 3,000 shares. Was it like $1,900? Yeah, and still instead I basically made 20 cents on 3,000 shares. So, whatever. You got to take your wins. I can't feel bad. I made money on the trade. And that's something that new traders really have a hard time grasping. They look at, "Oh man, I could have made all this." No, your goal is to not make all that. Your goal is to make 10 to 20 cents and be happy with it. And no one got rich off of home runs or trying to swing for the fences every time. The really good traders, they'll take their 10, 20 cents and wait for the next setup. Take another 10, 20 cents. Sometimes they get lucky and get a 30, 40, 50 cent move, occasionally, but they lock in their wins when they're there. So anyway, I got in, the chat room got in. I believe it was Warrior Trading that really pushed this one. Um, and I sold right there, right before it halted, like 10 seconds before it halted. So nice win, and it was a good way to start the day. APRI, this one, similar setup to BNTC. A few days ago, had a huge spike, and today it's just started hitting my scanners. That's when I was kind of just, this is my high of day, low float stock scanner right here, and it just started hitting my scanner. So I alerted the chat rooms that I'm in, and I decided to go long myself. Um, let's see, where did I do it? 10:04, right inside, right here basically. And it got a quick pop up. We're breaking these levels here, and I knew we'd run into some resistance right here and here. So, but it was hitting my high of day scanners, and I thought maybe other traders out there would see that as well, and just people just saw BNTC take off, so they're looking for that next low float stock that had a similar chart, and this definitely has a similar chart to BNTC. So nonetheless, took 3,000 shares at 254, and it started spiking up, coming right back down, spiking up, coming right back down. So I didn't really want to hold when I saw that there was heavy resistance every time that spiked up. So I started to sell in 1,000 increments. I sold at 263, 263, and 261. So roughly 9, 10 cents on 3,000 shares, another 300 bucks. It was a good trade for sure. So PULM, this one I missed out of the gates. I was actually watching it and I was trying to get it, down here, and I just missed my fill, and it was very disappointed because I had a feeling, it would just go supernova today, and it did. But anyway, I played it patient. I didn't chase all this crap through here. Um, you just never know when it's just going to pull back and maybe dump on you. And the stock is pretty darn strong, but you just don't know when it's going to pull back and maybe start dumping shares. So I was looking for a setup. I got in for the 50 break. Let's see, 1010, right? Yeah, it was the 5 minute setup right here. So as you can see, had this nice move, good volume, pull back. This is a gorgeous 5 minute chart. Especially if you want to play a 5 minute play, you want to see these candles have these nice bullish tails to them. See these tails here? Two back to back. That's really nice. So as soon as it looked like we were going to break the high of the previous candle, which is right here, I went long in the anticipation of that. I was watching the L2, volume started to come in. I went long at 542. We got a quick pop up. You can see it right here, quick pop up, and I scalped the move. I got 12 cents on 3,000 shares. That is a lot of money for basically 10 cents, 10 cents, 10 seconds worth of work. I did regret it because I knew that this probably would go high of day, and it did. It went there pretty quickly. And Ross and Jason Bond and both the chat rooms that I'm in, they killed it. They did really well in this trade, specifically Ross. I think Ross and Warrior Trading, I think he had his best day ever today. So shout out to him. Well done. I think he made like $22,000 today um, with all his trades combined. But anyway, I took my 12 cents, and I'm not mad that I missed this. I kind of regret it because I was like, I should hold. This is so going to go high a day. And I knew it, but it didn't hold. I took my 12 cents, and I'm happy with it. I'm happy with that. You have to be. You can't look. I mean, hindsight's 2020. Yes, this went high a day, but it also could have just, double topped and turned back over, or just popped up and gone. I mean, it's the stock market. No one's got a crystal ball and saying this is going to do this is going to do that. So took my 12 cents. It was a good trade, good setup, low risk, uh, high reward potential, as you can see here. But took it, moved on. So ETRM, this was a news play. Yesterday, really got some nice momentum yesterday and closed high day and had a nice gap up. This one was a news play. I heard on Benzinga that, what is it? A hedge fund? I can't remember. The hedge fund uh, was said to have had some really big purchases of the stock recently. And that's all it took for this thing to move. As you can see, this is kind of where the news came in. Um, I got in right here when I heard the news at 10:26 a.m. at 8:27, and we got the spike up to 8:55, and I sold half at 8:40 just to lock in profits, and then I sold the other half as it looked like it was going to come back down, basically at the same price. So 3,000 shares, 12 cents all day long, just adding it up. It's a good trade. So PULM, this one was being watched by both chat rooms again that I'm in, and we had this huge dip here, and this just took out a ton of stops. But what was very interesting is it rebounded right back. So you had all these shorts that was probably piling in here to get this to go down. So you had probably a lot of short sellers in this. But as it's coming back up, and if it's breaking the entry or this level right here, you better believe that some shorts are going to get squeezed, and we played that. I got in at 6:38 in the anticipation of this level breaking and the squeeze happening, and we got the squeeze. Again, this thing went almost $7 on that move, but I just sold for a 8-cent win. I got a really crappy fill here. As you can see, it popped up and spiked right back down. I got a terrible fill. I hit the market order. I thought I was going to get out in the 660s, which would have been a really nice gain, but I got filled at 646, 647, basically a 9-cent win. So it's an unfortunate fill, and that happens at times. Sometimes you get really good fills, sometimes you get really bad fills. That was a really bad fill, but nonetheless, it was a win. All right, so BNTC was my next trade. As you can kind of see here on the 5-minute chart, pop up, consolidation and flagging, and then candle over candle, boom, pop up, consolidation, and this is kind of where I'm getting in at. I mean, the move is just beautiful right here, right? And so as soon as we were looking to go candle over candle, and again, here on the 5-minute chart, you got these nice bullish tails on these two candlesticks. That's a good sign that the stock wants to curl soon, and the entry point is on the first candle to break the previous candle's high. All right, so I went long as soon as that happened, or as soon as it looked like it was going to happen. I got long at 363, right there, right as we're looking to break it. And I sold 1,000 shares on the way up to 383, and then sold the other half at 403 for the break of 4. Beautiful trade, perfect setup. This right here, this is one of my favorite setups, the 5-minute setup. It was beautiful. It was a really good move. And it was even better that it was happening, the consolidation period, right on the VWAP. This line right here is the VWAP. So again, just a beautiful setup. 5-minute play. This is my favorite play. Made a killing on it. Again, I'm like 100% at this point on the day, so couldn't be more happy. All right, so BNTC was my next trade. This one, the chat room, I can't remember which one was also watching it at this point. We had this pop up, consolidation. We had a 5-minute candle over candle here, which would have scored you a win, but normally if it doesn't really move on the candle over candle, it's kind of a bear symbol. So I usually wouldn't play this, but it was still kind of consolidating at this level. And then when I heard the chat rooms were looking at it again, that's when I knew, well, a couple thousand people are about to play this. So maybe we'll get a move and we'll crack this, high day double top that we had. So as soon as it looked like those guys in the chat room were going to get in, I was going to try to beat them to it. I got in at 404, right inside this candle here. We got the pop up. I mean, this thing, I got, again, a really crappy fill. I sold half at 414 and the other half at 417. And really, I thought my fills should have been in the 30 range, 430 range, 420 range, but everyone else was selling, and that's why you kind of see this pop up and spike back down as everyone else was selling. And then from there on, it's kind of sold off, and it's consolidating right now, but this move might not. I mean, now we have a triple top up here, really. It couldn't get going. It couldn't break that 450 level and move on up. So this might be done for today. And the daily does not look good now. You got a hard double top up here. So you might need some consolidation on the daily to maybe move back up and break that if we don't do it today. So, but again, green on the trade, still 100% happy with it. So PULM, this is one that I was kind of watching. I thought we would get, you had this nice stair-stepping movement here. I thought we were going to consolidate and then move back up. I was watching the L2. This was a pure L2 play. I was watching the bids come in, and I went long at 675. So right here, and as soon as I did, it got a quick pop to like 677, and then heavy selling came in. And when I saw that, I was like, holy cow, I'm out. I'm out. And I lost 9 cents on the trade, 180 bucks. But I'm glad I got out, because as you can see, this next candle here flushed all the way to 460 and then down to, or 640 and then down to 630. That's not the move I would have been in, and it certainly could have gone all the way back down the VWAP. It did hold this level and come back up, but that's hindsight 2020. I'd much rather lose 9 cents and be okay with that on a huge day, rather than try to hold this and hope and pray it comes back up. So my first loss of the day, and I'm okay with it. So PULM is one I'm definitely gonna watch in the close today. It's kind of acting how it did yesterday. It's this kind of the time where it's gonna maybe consolidate for the day. It consolidated all day long yesterday at like, what was it, 290 before it took off into the final hour and just went nutso. So maybe we do that today. So this is one I'm definitely going to watch for sure to see if we can get that crazy move into the close. Um, but and as you can see here, I did one more trade. It was XOM, but it was a it was bad news on the company. That's what I heard on Benzinga, but I heard the ticker wrong. It was XON as in Nancy, not XOM. So once I heard or saw that I got the wrong ticker symbol, I just got out for a loss of 20 bucks. No big deal. That kind of brought me down to 2,200 on the day. Happy with that. I'm not going to do anything crazy. There were so many other plays that I missed today because I was trading these other ones, but you can't trade them all. And just look for those good setups and play them when you can. So, as always, a link for the two chat rooms that I use are in the description down below. They absolutely killed it today. Again, congrats to Ross of Warrior Trading. He made $22,000 today. I think that's his biggest day ever. And if you are not, and if you're not familiar with Warrior Trading, this year he did something really cool. He started with an account that with roughly $500 in it. That's it. And he used a platform called SureTrader, which is based out of Canada. So you don't have that $25,000 minimum requirement to day trade. You can have any amount in it. The fees are a lot higher, but whatever. He's turned $500 in over 30,000 now in the in 2017. Started, beginning of January with 500 bucks, and he's turned it into over 30,000. Today helped out a lot for sure with his wins, but massive, massive wins there. Jason Bond picks, they're killing it today. Lots of trades going on. So if you're not in chat rooms, they are a huge tool if you know how to play them. They're not there to just echo trades. If you try to echo trades, you know that's a hard game to play because you're probably not going to get the same fills those guys got. But if they're announcing what they see, sometimes you can't echo. Sometimes the setups are good. Sometimes they announce setups. They're a great tool to have because when those chat rooms get in stocks, they can move markets. So also, Benzinga is the news source that I use. A link for that is down in the description down below. I make so much money off Benzinga, it's ridiculous. So if you use the coupon code StockJock at checkout, you'll get 30% off your order. And if you have any questions, you can find me on Google Hangouts at stockjockat@gmail.com. And I'm there to answer any and all questions. Some people I've helped out quite a bit, and I look forward to helping people make money. That's what I like to do. I don't make money off of this channel. There's no ads on it right now. Even if there were ads, there's not enough people to make a killing on it, and I don't expect there to ever be. Day trading videos isn't really a trending topic on YouTube. So, but anyway, if you have any questions, feel free to ask. That's what I'm here for. Hope you all made money today, and I will see you in the next video.